Um, Hello, everybody, on the Wisdom and other channels. Good evening. As you know, we do these rooms every day, and we have been doing for the last 3 4 days on this topic 7 ways that we can do ourselves to have a stress free day. The first one was living in the present, which we can do without anybody's help or any cost or anything. And deep breathing is the second one, which we can do also. And also refrain from reaction, rather respond to our tasks, our responsibilities, and all that. Okay, those three we have done. And today we're going to talk about how to cultivate silence and maintain silence even when we are doing work or talking or whatever, right? So that's something I call the bliss I have is I can okay, instead of having this chattering mind continuously, but using thought only when I need to, or unnecessary thoughts, I don't allow them to come. That comes with awareness and long-term understanding and patience and all that, and also experimenting with yourself for some time, right? So that is the fourth one we're going to talk about. The other three will be positive and be kind to somebody and be grateful and also do something for people, right? So those are the ones we're going to talk later. But today we're going to talk about silence. What I mean is not being dumb or not being really responding to some challenges that are coming. No, it's a deliberate attempt to cultivate silence, especially the formula that works for me that I was always teaching my students in my wellness club or teaching in my training or coaching for burnout and stress for doctors and IT professionals and all that. I always tell them sleep well, and then when you get up in the morning, be silent for a while. Okay, that means don't get into our devices right away. Don't get into all the uh, streams of thought that we can allow our mind to go into what I'm going to do today, what is that, refrain from it for a few minutes. The longer you can stay like that, the better it is for you. And also, when you come home after everything is done, all your business is done. These days we do a lot of work on the online at home, but I would suggest put the devices away at least for half an hour, and try to reflect on things and put them away, all the things that happened to you during the day. And what you want to do is cultivate this silence also just before you go to bed. If not completely silent, just at least be on the positive things. Okay, but it's better to get to your mind silent at the juncture of night and day and night. Okay, that is that immediate time that our nervous system is very vulnerable, and it will go on reacting to all the things that are not there in our presence or that are not important. We'll go on thinking about it, which is not really good. So now what happens when you are silent? You will be working with a lot more energy because you are not wasting your energy on unnecessary thoughts. Even when you are working something, it is a question of being in the flow, here and now, and not having the thoughts go all over. People may dismiss, oh, this is too tough and all that. But I am appealing to you. Try it. Try it and see how that helps you work better, work with more focus, work with attention, and work in flow so that you don't feel the burden of the work. Because it is not the amount of work that is the problem here. It is what we allow our extraneous thoughts coming to us. That is the problem. So don't allow the extraneous, or whatever you do, focus completely and that silent mind behind. Say lots of sages like Ramana Maharshi, Krishnamurti, they all were silent most of the time. And then they to question people and particular topics and all that. And that's a wonderful thing. Then people were able to go beyond all that for a long time and stay there in silence. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It is a question of understanding the importance of silence and also not putting like it's an impossible goal, but quieting them down slowly. And then you can also go to some retreats and cultivate that there, or you can go to wooded areas that are really free from a lot of noise except the natural noises. And you can also shut off the devices, give them lots of audit time, and then shut them off when you don't need it. These days, that has become a big problem. People are exposing themselves continuously to the stimuli from these devices, either entertainment or work or communication, whatever it is. We have too many things coming on our mind all the time. Even a social media like this audio, we are communicating ideas, and then you're supposed to listen to this and then understand them and then inquire about them and then adopt them, right? Many people don't want to do that homework. Then your mind will be constantly chattering away, constantly doing it, and down the line you become more neurosis like rather than really having some silence, which is really blissful, serene, calm atmosphere within yourself, which is really something that you should cherish. Once you experience that, not just making a concept about it, not making some kind of theory about it, but actually do and experience that and see how good that feels. And then you can carry that in a very, very good way. Okay. That is the fourth one I was talking about among the seven that we have. So the silence is something not to be conceptualized, not to be made a theory or some kind of teaching, or no, just let our mind not go chattering all the time. Just give it a break. You know, if you actively think about something and let it be something here and now, then that could be conscious thought. And you think like that when you're doing the work, also you're paying attention to what you're doing. That itself eliminates a lot of unnecessary projections or going into the back or remembering all the things that happened that may not have any relevance to what it is. And also, we get involved in a lot of gossip, either to the social media or to the television or whatever. You don't want to watch all kinds of negative stories all the time. That's what the television stations do, right? Now it is in their phone. Everybody carries in their hand, and then they go on seeing all the news that may not be relevant to them. So it's a question of auditing and then disciplining yourself and exposing yourself as little as possible. If you can do that all the time, it is going to be important news only. You pay attention, then you will be paying more attention to that, like a weather, like something has to do with your job or something has to do with your money or relatives or loved ones. Those are all important ones, right? Weather. And yeah, otherwise you have to let that go. And no soaps, maybe once in a while, but not all the time, right? People do that. So there are so many opportunities nowadays to expose ourselves to unnecessary information. So don't think of unnecessary things. Take only what is needed for you, what is necessary for you, and then screen them out. And also in the morning, in the evening, don't open the devices. Give them some gap. Okay. Like you put them to sleep before you go to sleep. That means you have some time to unwind, right? Everything. And then don't wake them up after you wake up. Give them some time And so that you can establish yourself in the presence, you can establish yourself in the calmness that is behind our active chattering mind. Okay, the more you awaken that I thought and the network of thought and the chattering mind, the more it becomes faster and faster as you go, and it becomes very tough when you become old and all that. So that's why maintain silence in the morning, maintain during the work if you can, and maintain silence at the end of the day. Okay, those kind of things will be very useful for you. Um, you can use some other things to silence yourself. Listen to some light instrumental music, Baroque music from Europe, 16th century and all that, like Beethoven, Mozart, and all those. They are very good. Okay, they were shown in some studies. Baroque music helps you to learn better. If you expose yourself to this music before you learn something new, you absorb more and you retain more. Okay, Indian classical music, also known as jazz, jazz music of the American music, that's known as European. Lots of nice musics are there. That's something you could use, And also, if you are working, you kind of put yourself like, I'm going to achieve the difficult things now. During that time, I will not be disturbed by anybody. So some kind of triaging your work and organizing in such a way that you could be alone and you'll be focusing. And at that time, you can take a chance of silencing your mind. You can do that. Okay. So I mean, these are all very simple things I'm telling. Probably people are so sophisticated. They think their minds are so sophisticated. But, are you really doing them? Are you living in the present? Are you cultivating the habit of deep breathing? Are you watching that you are not reacting for every little thing so vehemently? And responding, you are not reacting. And are you really trying to cultivate this silence, bring it forward, and then use the thought when you need it? And then the other things are you showing some kind of random act of kindness to a random person every day? That's a very good thing to do. The more kind you are, the more kindness comes out of you, and that is good for you. Gratefulness. Are you grateful for what you have? Are you counting the blessings? Are you seeing the have gospel? All these things actively should be done, right? And then are you being positive? And are you trying to do something for us on a daily basis? I consider this room, as somebody comes or not, this is my giving of what I think is a good thing. And if people want to follow it, I'll be happy. If they don't, that's their business too. Anyway, either way, it doesn't matter to me. Only thing for me is come here and express myself and give from my heart. That's what I'm doing. And by doing itself, I get a lot out of it. So that's what I do. I don't want to engage in any arguments. I don't want to engage in preaching anything to anybody. But I'm saying these things could be, these are something I follow. That's why I'm telling you. So most of the time I try to be silent. Most of the time I try to be optimistic. Most of the time I want to anybody that comes around. And then I always live in the present. That's what one thing I told you already. And I do deep breathing whenever I have a chance. And all doing all these things really put me not to have a lot of stress in my life. And even though I'm coming to 70 now, I don't have to lose any medications, and I have a lot of energy to do the things. I made 3 videos today on self-realization, on basically self-realization, 3 or 4 paradigm, and also I'm going to do a laughter yoga. It's a laughter yoga challenge, so that people can come and experience that and use that on a daily basis. After they get up in the morning, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you do the laughter yoga, that will be a wonderful stress buster. So I made a video on that today. So I'm very happy when I create like that, and somebody will use it down the line. Okay, so that will be presented, and you'll have all the information. Maybe in a week or two, I will do that challenge for 2 or 3 days so that people can come and understand what it is, what is the philosophy behind it, how to do it, when to do it, and what are the health benefits, especially mental health benefits of this laughter yoga. That's what I want to present. So I'll be advertising that, and then hopefully people will sign for that. And then if they want further help, they can always come to my wellness club, and I'll be happy to help them. Okay. So today's topic is of the 7 ways to be stress-free for a day. The fourth one we did the smiling. Again, repeat the seven. First one is live in the present. Second one is cultivate the habit of deep breathing. And third one is don't react too quickly. Okay. And then fourth one is the be silent. That's what we did today. And be kind, be grateful, and be positive. Those seven, and then do something for other people. That's what I was talking about. This silence thing is something you do in the morning, in the evening as a habit, and then whenever you go, first try to cultivate that, and then think and then talk. So when you do work in silence, without the chattering mind, you will be more focused, you will be in flow, you will be attentive. So thereby you will be much better. Okay. So those are the things that I wanted to present today, and I will be seeing you back again tomorrow, continuing the series. And if anybody has any questions or doubts or concerns or your own contribution, DM me. I'll be happy to receive you. Okay. All right. I will be. I think I was here almost for 17 minutes now. But each day one thing will take it up and do 20, 30 minutes. That will be good enough. Okay. Uh, I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Thank you.